Coffee just going into turn number 3 as the leader goes across the start-finish line.
Meanwhile, we'll look back. Here's Vic Coffey running alone now in the number 4 spot. Kind of probably very comfortable for him right now to see a little bit of clean racetrack in front of him. I'm sure he'd like to pick up a few more spots, but certainly will smile when it comes around tomorrow. He says, hey, I had a 4th place in the Victoria 200. But of course, still many laps to go, 22 of them as a matter of fact.
Brett Hearn has caught up with the 42, Pat Ward, and Hearn way up on the top side of the racetrack. He is coming so close to that wall here on the front straight, and he is trying to get by that 42P of Pat Ward as they go up through turns 1 and 2.
Leader now getting into some traffic, and I got to tell you, Danny Johnson does not waste much time when he gets into traffic. If he does get the $20,000, the way he worked through traffic is going to be one of the main reasons for that.
Just getting by the 1M of Donnie Wetmore, and now the red number 1 of Billy Decker trying to make his way through traffic to keep up with the leader, Danny Johnson, and the 21 of McCready. He's going to be in that traffic here very shortly.
Right behind him, we see that Decker is glued down on the inside, so is Timmy McCready. Vic Coffey's now gone to the extreme inside as he sits in 4th. Steve Payne trying to chase him. Tim Fuller still back to the number 7 spot. Brett Hearn's looking for a lane right now as he sits in the number 8 spot. Pat Ward in 9th. And here comes Tim McCready now starting to make a move on Billy Decker.
Billy Decker on the outside of McCready. McCready trying to hang on to it. They make a 10-lap sandwich over there in turn number 3. As they come out of turn number 4, your leader's going to go under lap number 182 going into the books here.
Boy, and Danny Johnson was driving away a couple of laps ago. Not anymore. Both Decker and McCready have started to draw in on him now, as not really that Danny Johnson's going any slower, but I think these guys behind him might be picking it up just a bit.
That's the way I see it right here too, Doug, as they come out of turn number 4. Johnson with a couple of cars between himself and the number 2 driver right now. Billy Decker in the 1, and then McCready in the 21 running in that number 3 spot, getting by the slower cars. The faster cars running down on the bottom side of the racetrack here in the second half. They take them up into turn number 3. This time around, we'll put lap 1.
Now, I tell you, this is a big race right here because Bobby Barron is in 10th place. He's the last car in the lead lap now. Let's see what Danny does down on the inside. They touched the last time on a turn 4. Let's see what happens now. Danny Johnson not quite by him yet. Bobby Barron holding on.
Bobby Barron trying to keep himself on the lead lap, and Danny Johnson taking it just as low as he can, and he is able to get by Bobby Barron. And now the 1 of Billy Decker has to do the same thing. He's got Barron in front of him, and he's got McCready behind him as they come out of turn number 2 and head down the backstretch.
It's getting crunch time now as we are closing in on the 14 lap to go mark, and the Dr. Danny Johnson, barring any incident right now, having a sensational run. 6 Grand Dan will now be known as 20 Grand Dan if he can hold on for another 14 laps. And right now he is having his way through traffic like hot knife through butter.
Vic Coffey and Steve Payne running 4th and 5th over there in turn number 2 as they come out of the turn. Vic Coffey trying to hang on to that number 4 spot. Here comes your leader by the start-finish line, and Danny Johnson, he's got quite a bit of a lead over the, and Barron comes together, the 1 of Decker is getting into the back of Bobby Barron over there in turn number 1.
And McCready on the high side trying to use the pick and roll on the 0 car to get by the second place car of Decker off the turn. Decker able to keep the spot as Danny Johnson now has picked up the pace. He's got a half a straightaway lead, and now he works on Pete McNell off of corner number 2. McNell drifts up just enough. The Doctor down to the inside. He's going to put the Doughboy off the turn number 4 area down a lap as they race off the turn.
Actually, I think that'll put him down 2 laps, as he's been already put down a lap earlier tonight.
McCready grabs second at the stripe, and he has found something in the middle groove. Is it a little bit too late? Let's find out as the Doctor continues down the back straightaway, and Tim McCready and Billy Decker are boxed in on traffic as we are going to have 10 to go. This time by for the Doctor.
Danny Johnson has over almost a whole straightaway lead over the number 2 driver right now. Just went by us, and that right now is a 21 of McCready, and McCready a good move to get up in front of Hogan. They're side by side with Decker, and that battle for the number 2 spot as they take it up into turn 3.
And you know they're starting to buzz those tires because they want to get up there with the closing laps as we are 91 in and 9 to go. And the Doctor right now, he is in command as they bring it off the turn, and he is working on the 91 of Steve Hulsizer, while the 21 of McCready and the 1 of Fuller are or the one of Decker, are still battling, trying to get by the Bobby Barron Zero car.
McCready on the outside of Barron, looking for that to get by him and move up to where your leader is. Leader Danny Johnson already coming out of turn number 2, has 2, 4, 6, 7 cars between himself and the number 2 driver right now, that the 21 of McCready.
And Danny Johnson ticks off yet another lap. 93 down, 7 to go for Danny Johnson, looking to etch his name in the history books. The first brother combination possibly to win the Victoria 200. Let's see what happens. There's a lot of drama and a lot of time left in this one as the Doctor works off of corner number 4. Oh, so close to those implement tires. 94 and 6 is the count.
And Danny right down on the inside part of the speedway. Now Timmy McCready has put a pretty considerable distance between himself and Billy Decker, almost about 6 car lengths on the front straightaway. So Decker back in the number 3 spot. Coffey runs alone in 4th. You've got Steve Payne in the number 5 position. Tim Fuller still in 6th. 7th is Brett Hearn, and I believe at this point Chuck Bauer, last car in the lead lap, running in 8th.
And the Doctor working on the Billy Wilcox, number 19W, as they go down into turn number 3 and 4. The Doctor, a little bit of a fishtail there, trying to get by the Wilcox machine. He'll clear him. Now he has open track in front of him for about a quarter of a straightaway, as we have 96 down and 4 to go for Danny Johnson.
Boy, look how smooth he is right now as Danny Johnson down on the extreme inside part of the racetrack. Didn't even try to bring it out next to the wall on the front straightaway. He wants to run that middle and maybe not get close to those implement tires as he's been getting it. As I say that, right back down next to it as they come out of turn number 4. Danny Johnson has 3 laps left to go. They're working lap number 198 as his lead continues to grow. Meanwhile, Timmy McCready stretching out the distance between himself and Billy Decker, who runs back in 3rd. If there's going to be a race, it's going to be for 4th. Here goes Steve Payne now, trying to get to the inside of Vic Coffey, and he may have him now as they head to turn 3. 2 laps now to go for Danny Johnson as he works through 3 and 4. We're watching the battle for 4th now as they come off of turn 4. Vic Coffey has the spot, but the Hurricane, Steve Payne, has been putting a lot of pressure on him. Your race leader now comes out of turn number 4. 199 laps completed. The Sweeteners Plus ride of the Doctor, Danny Johnson, looking for his first ever Victoria 200 win. He'll take it down the back straightaway now. Don Scarborough is the slower car in front of him. Shouldn't play a factor here as Danny will probably just pedal this thing around on the inside part of the racetrack. Checkered flags wave. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the 15th annual Victoria 200 is Danny Johnson. Second spot across the line is Tim McCready. 3rd is Billy Decker. Steve Payne unofficially in 4th. Vic Coffey in 5th. Tim Fuller comes across in the number 6 spot. Brett Hearn in 7th. And I believe the last car on the lead left, actually Pat Ward in 8th position, and then Chuck Bauer, unofficially the last car on the lead lap, in 9th place. So the Doctor has made a house call to Fulton and wins $20,000 plus all of the lap money. He led the last 196 laps to get the win. Now, Shane and Vern and I were talking up here, and it seemed like everybody was with him, but then all of a sudden, Danny Johnson pulled away. My theory, he was saving his tires, waiting for the lap counter to keep clicking. We'll find out, though, as Shane Andrews will go down and chat with the Victoria 200 winner, Danny Johnson. 9 cars unofficially on the lead lap. McCready 2nd, Decker 3rd, Payne 4th, Coffey 5th, Fuller 6th, Hearn 7th, Pat Ward 8th, Chuck Bauer 9th. Shane Andrews is down trackside. We'll send it to Shane.
All right, thank you very much, Doug Elkins, Danny Johnson, Sweeteners Plus, 27J, Prudential Securities Machine, gracing Victory Lane here at the Victoria 200 for the year 2000. Well, it's a Johnson in Victory Lane once again for the 2nd year in a row. Down here talking to his crew and Corey Reed. We are going to bring the Doctor out in just a moment. Tim McCready congratulating Danny Johnson on his run. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the 15th edition of the Victoria 200, Danny Johnson! Vic Coffey, his teammate, coming over to give him the thumbs up. Danny Johnson winning the Victoria 200. Tommy Greco, his crew chief, coming out here to congratulate him. High fives all around from the crew. Danny Johnson, you have finally won the Victoria 200. Tell us how it feels.
It feels awesome. I tell you, it's great to be able to get my name in a record book with the Victoria 200 and, be associated with such a great race. And, it's a pleasure to be here. I got to thank the Sweetener Plus team for, such a great ride. And, Billy Cohen for coming over and helping us making the right decisions after the first 100 to get her hooked up for the second 100. So everything worked out real well for us.
You moved your line so well through lap traffic. What was the strategy going into that?
You're just, the luck of the Lord on that deal. You don't know where they're going, and you just got to try to make a hole and get by them so the guy behind you doesn't get by you. So it's a tough deal when you get to lap traffic.
In the first portion of the race, the high side, you were up on top, and then the second half, you went down low. What changes did you make in the car that you had to go down low?
Well, we made a couple small changes with the car, but what happened, the track just went away on top. The top got so far around that the bottom was quicker because it was just a shorter distance to travel.
This has been a phenomenal year for you, and the momentum going into Super Dirt Week is unbelievable. And this just brings it up another notch for this team, doesn't it?
It sure does. I tell you, it sure does. It's putting the icing on the cake for the small block part of it, and we've still got a couple more shows, and we're still gonna hit them as hard as we can, and we're just I gotta thank everybody from Dirt and here at Fulton Speedway for putting on this show and the entire series. So it's a great deal.
You used to be called 6 Grand Dan. Now it's 20 Grand Dan. $20,000 for this win. Wow.
Yeah, I tell you, it sure is incredible. And, I want to thank everybody here for, making it possible. And also, it's actually going to be a little more than 20 with all the laps that we led, but it sure is going to be a great deal for us.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the 15th edition of the Victoria 200, the Dr. Danny Johnson.
Yeah, we need to get that ready.
Tim McCready, I'll tell you what, man, you drove yourself a heck of a race. Last 3 years here in this race, 2 seconds and a third. A phenomenal record for the last 3 years.
Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, this track seems to adapt. I adapt with the track, or it adapts with me. I don't know. Maybe it's just I keep finding that squirrel or something. I don't know, but we're getting lucky.
Well, I'll tell you what, you drove your heart out there. Lap traffic seemed to be the difference in the race.
Yeah, it was maybe a little mistake on my part. I kind of put a little more stagger on it on the brake just to free it up, and it took us a little longer to get going. And Danny made a couple of right moves in lap traffic, and he's tough enough as it is, and much less to get 3 or 4 moving chicanes in behind him.
Now, looked like you were a tick faster in the middle portion of the last 100 laps, but just couldn't seem to get by. The car wanted to stay low when you drifted out to the middle groove. It seemed to push a little bit.
Yeah, I think it started laying a little rubber, maybe getting in just enough to tighten it up. And, like I said, this Troyer car ran really good here tonight. Billy Colton helped us out to keep it up front. And, Roger and the guys, we had a brake problem in the heat race, and they fixed that. So, they keep it going, so.
Congratulations, a fine run.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Tim McCready, driver of the Hru Motorsports, number 21, second place finish here this year. Third place, Billy Decker down here. Hey, man, a new car. You guys really put on a great show tonight coming from the 20th position. Had to pass a lot of good cars to get up here.
Yeah, it certainly did. I can't thank Bob and Michelle Faust enough for this BNF General Machines car. It was something we wanted to do for quite a while now. They gave me the opportunity, and we had a good race. The car was pretty good. The only downfall we had, we just didn't go as good on that last restart, and it ended up being a long green, and we were slow holding Timmy up a little bit. We got Timmy in traffic, and we were probably holding him up for a while, and then he cleared us. He just fading a little bit there at the end. I'd like to have another restart just to see if we could be going in the other direction instead of the direction we were going in, but we're happy, right out of the box like this. This Victoria race is very special. The fans are very special here, and just had a lot of fun tonight.
On the break, did you make any, we were talking earlier, do you have any second guesses, wish you could have done something different, maybe made the car a tick better?
Well, I'm sure everybody from second on back would have made some changes to their car again. You know, Dan, I'm sure, was pretty happy. He was really going good at the end. And, you know, I'd have made some more changes. We made some changes just chasing our tail a little bit, trying to find out what this car likes, and the track's changing a little bit. Naturally, we made some changes. Hopefully, we get a little better in the third, but don't misunderstand me. We're very happy, and I got a great team, and I'm just tickled to be part of it.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Third place, Billy Decker in the B&F General Machine number 1. All right, hey, Roger. Thank you. Tim Fuller down here, driving the McKinney Drugs number 19. Let's get a word with him. Tim, last year coming in as the defending champion, the race didn't end like you wanted to, ended up crashing out or breaking, I should say. Today, a little bit different circumstances for you. Got to be pleased with your run overall.
Yeah, definitely I am. You know, I really thought when we come back out there for that second 100, starting fourth, you know, I thought we'd be a little bit better than we did. But the middle never come around for me and my car. I mean, other guys could do it, but I was limited to the bottom. Danny Johnson and Timmy McCready and Billy Decker, you know, they really run good out there, and they could get through the traffic a little better than me. But, hey, when you're on, and Danny Johnson's on, so we'll try it again next year.
Down here with the fourth place finisher, my good friend from Everest, New York, Mr. Tim Fuller, driver the McKinney Drugs number 19. You did a good job today, buddy.
Yeah, it went all right. You know, we come from 17th, and, you know, anytime you can finish up front here with all this crowd, doing pretty good. You know, we just missed it a little bit. You know, we plugged in the same setup we had in 98, and it really wasn't on whether the cars changed or whether the tires, but it just wasn't on. But really got to hand it to them guys. You know, it's a long race, and you know, that lap traffic, you know, just making it through, it's one thing. But, you know, that screwed me up a little bit. I was limited to the bottom, but, yeah, I'm not going to complain. It's I've finished very few races with this car, so I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, absolutely. I tell you, and it really is tough out here today. Remember these guys and with this track surface and trying to figure everything. And really, a lot of guys run. There was a lot of cars left on the track at the end. Where usually it's down to 20, 25 cars. You know,
yeah.
It really was great.
Yeah, there was a lot of lap traffic. I mean, it seemed like we were right in it all the time, and I couldn't roll the middle as good as I wanted to. And, you know, that's the way it goes. Come back next year.
Yeah, absolutely. But congratulations on the fourth place finish. Your great third place finish for the Mr. Billy Decker. You did a good job there today, buddy.
Yeah, the car was good. You know, Bob and Michelle Faust gave me this race car to put together here, and you know, it's a great opportunity for me. I had a lot of help through AFCO and Newell Steering and guys like that that's been with me a long time. John Dixon gave us a lot of good parts, and it's just a good combination. We're just tickled to be able to do it and had a lot of fun here today.
I'll tell you, guys really looked great out there. The surface was tough. A lot of cars stayed in the race. So usually when they get down 20, 25 cars near the end, you had a lot of lap traffic to mess with all the time.
Yeah, I certainly did. Actually, the track was in great shape. It was level, seemed to be from the bottom to the top, and you could move around a little bit. Made for a pretty racy surface. You know, it was a pretty good race. Dan was real good.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on a third place finish. And with me now is a young man that's done it again. He's second again over here. I tell you, always a bridesmaid, never a bride, but we're getting closer, are we, Tim?
I think my old lady keeps saying the same thing. Bridesmaid, never the bride. So I don't know. Sooner or later, I got luck into one of these.
I'll tell you, you were strong right from the get-go there, man. You stayed out of trouble all day long, and you run with these guys, stayed up front. I had no idea where you were there for a while, but you come back, and I knew you were in second. And you give him some fits there a couple times.
Yeah, you know, that Danny, sometimes you can rattle some guys when you start showing them the nose and everything, and he's like any of the good ones. He just seems like he puts it in a different mode and gets right back where he belongs, you know, a little bit away.
I'll tell you, it was a good second place finish tonight. You did great on a Super Derby. Best of luck with you there.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Just got to thank Roger and everybody. Roger Rue for giving me the car, and Billy Cole. It was a good run.
Yeah, it sure was. Thanks again. Mr. Tim McCready, second place finish here at Victoria 200. Down here in Victory Circle, I'm with a man that done it again, Dr. J, driver the 27J. You done it again, buddy.
Yeah, I tell you, you know, it's just unbelievable that we were able to come here and start last night heat race, win that, and dominate the whole show like that. I just can't give the team enough credit because, you know, it's a team effort here, and them guys are doing a great job for me.
Absolutely, Danny. And I tell you, this is the third of the Triple Crown. You've won Syracuse before, you won Orange County, and now you won this one. Must be great.
Yeah, it sure is. I tell you, you know, just the whole motor program, everything's just been almost flawless for us, and that's what's required in the championship team.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations once again on to Syracuse. Good luck for you.
Thank you so much.
Danny Johnson, he is the winner of the Victoria 200 2000. Doesn't get any better. Well, that's going to conclude our coverage of the Victoria 200 here from the Fulton Speedway. Many thanks to Harvey and Joan Fink for inviting us down along with their great staff. For Mel Thomas Videos, I'm Gary Wilcox, thanking you for